Good morning, everyone. So I'm presenting my free paper, which I presented in AOS 2020, a comparative study on the effect of dorzolamide 2% versus timolol 0.5% on ocular blood flow in normal tension glaucoma patients. So glaucoma is a progressive condition characterized by progressive retinal ganglion cell death and visual field loss, in which elevated intraocular pressure is not the only risk factor. There are other causes like ischemia to optic nerve and dysfunctional vascular regulation, which plays a major role in progression of glaucoma. In normal tension glaucoma, literature has given enough evidence saying that IOP independent factors predominate for the progression, which includes vascular insufficiency, vasospasm, and low intracranial pressure. This is a typical picture of a glaucomatous disc with RNFL defect and a corresponding field change. In 2007, the World Glaucoma Consensus have reported that a lower ocular perfusion pressure, a lower ocular blood flow, and a vascular dysfunction can cause progression in glaucoma. With all these previous reports and literature, it has been understood that retrobulbar hemodynamics plays a very important role in the progression of glaucoma. And that retrobulbar hemodynamics can be assessed by various ways, both invasive and non-invasive, among which color Doppler imaging is one technique which is very efficient in giving a good knowledge about the retrobulbar hemodynamics. And it has been linked to C for glaucoma progression and visual field loss. Color Doppler imaging was done by the GE Sono CT ultrasound system with a 7.5 megahertz linear probe in our hospital. And color Doppler imaging was done in the ophthalmic artery, central retinal artery, and short posterior ciliary artery. And the machine calculates the resistive index based on the peak systolic velocity and end diastolic velocity. And this resistive index is very important parameter in determining the progression of glaucoma. This is the picture of the machine which we use, and the machine calculates the peak systolic velocity and end diastolic velocity of ophthalmic artery, central retinal artery, and posterior ciliary arteries. Since we did not have a normative data at that time of our presentation, we did a small normative data from our population. We took healthy individuals of about 25 people, and we did we calculated the resistive index, and we found the resistive index values were significantly higher than the Western population, and the resistive index also seemed to increase with age. This is the picture of the color Doppler imaging, which the picture shows a peak and a trough. This is a picture of a glaucomatous eye, wherein the peak is blunted, and the resistive index seems to be high in this patient. So with this background, we aim to analyze the effects of dorzolamide and timolol on ocular blood flow with color Doppler imaging in normal tension glaucoma. It was a prospective study. It was a comparative double-blinded study. Neither the patient nor the radiologist who did the study, a single radiologist performed the procedure for our entire patients. Both of them were not aware of which drug they were taking into. And newly diagnosed normotensive patients were included in the study. A baseline glaucoma and an eye ocular examination and color Doppler imaging was done. The patients were given either dorzolamide or timolol 2 times a day for 12 weeks. The final measurement was done at the end of 12 weeks. Glaucoma evaluation and ocular blood flow was analyzed pre and post treatment. We included patients who were newly diagnosed to have a normal tension glaucoma. We included if their best corrected visual acuity was at least 20/40 in one eye. And we also included patients who were willing for follow-up. We excluded patients with all other secondary glaucomas. We excluded patients who had systemic involvement, systemic problems, because they play a lot of role in the retrobulbar vasculature and they influence the blood flow. So we included patients with all these systemic parameters. And during our initial visit, we measured the systolic and diastolic blood pressure, pulse rate. We calculated the ocular perfusion pressure based on this formula. We did a thorough ocular examination, a field evaluation, and we did the color Doppler imaging. The patients were recruited in the glaucoma clinic. Medicines were started by the glaucoma consultant after the initial CDI measurement, and every alternate patient was given timolol. The final color Doppler imaging was done at 12 weeks. The study patients were basically divided into two groups, the timolol group and dorzolamide group. Timolol group, the baseline measurements were done, and after 12 weeks, the final was done. And similarly, it was followed for dorzolamide. We had 11 patients in timolol group and 11 in dorzolamide group. And this was the resistive index of the timolol and dorzolamide group in all the three arteries. In ophthalmic artery and central retinal artery, we did not find any significant reduction in the resistive index post-treatment. However, in the short posterior ciliary artery, we found a significant reduction in the resistive index in short posterior ciliary artery in the dorzolamide group. Coming on to discussion, the vascularization of outer zone of retina was directly dependent on posterior ciliary artery, which is a branch of ophthalmic artery. Circulatory insufficiency in posterior ciliary artery can directly affect the progression of glaucoma because it causes ischemia of the optic nerve. And therefore, the velocities and resistive index of posterior ciliary artery is very significant for progression of glaucoma. It has been reported in literature that the ocular perfusion pressure is a risk factor for Sir, can I continue?
Kindly conclude. Kindly conclude your slide.
Sir, this is, I think it is not a competitive paper, and I think 10 minutes is given. If I want to conclude, I'll conclude.
Okay, you can continue for.
Okay, sir. A decrease, it has been reported in literature that the decrease in ocular perfusion pressure is a risk factor for progression, and decrease in flow velocities and increase in resistive index can cause progression of glaucoma. Therefore, color Doppler imaging can prognosticate the progression of glaucoma. Kaiser et al. Have reported that normal tension glaucoma has been influenced by the retrobulbar hemodynamics. 72% of the published studies shows that dorzolamide increases the blood flow. They report that the dorzolamide is improving the blood flow by extracellular acidosis or selective inhibition of CAI inhibitor. However, our data did not show a significant reduction in resistive index in all the arteries except short posterior ciliary artery. Rankin et al. Also had a similar results as our study. But the main limitation of our study is there was a short follow-up period. And to conclude, perfusion of optic nerve head is directly related to retrobulbar circulation. Resistive index can be a prognosticative marker. And this study shows that timolol and dorzolamide shows a significant difference in ocular perfusion pressure and intraocular pressure. And dorzolamide significantly improves the end diastolic velocity in the short posterior ciliary artery. And we had published this in and have written a chapter. Thank you so much for allowing me to present.
Thank you, Dr. Pratibha.